Hello students, we're going to continue talking about computers today. Go ahead and set up your notebook and write the title Cornell Notes Part 2, Cornell Notes Computers Part 2, and don't forget the date. Alright, when you're ready, let's begin. If the video is going too fast, of course, pause it or rewind it if you have to. For number 1, operating system. We briefly talked about that yesterday, but an operating system is a program that controls all the hardware of a computer. Question you can use for number 1 is, what is an operating system? For the rest, go ahead and make up your own questions. So an example of an operating system would be Windows for PC. A mobile operating system would be iOS for Apple iPhones and iPads. So just some examples. So this would be like Windows. There's one called Linux. There's iOS. There's Android, and so on. Now, all computers need some sort of operating system to manage the different things that you want the computer to do. So, number 2, all the data on your computer is either stored in RAM data form or in ROM. These are usually 2 different kinds of computer chips on your computer or on your phone. Go ahead and think of a question for 2. And then let's move on to 3 and 4. Now, this is the last picture, so for 3 and 4, let me try to kind of show you the difference. So they both occupy transistors, but RAM is usually the memory that's needed right away. It's like short-term memory. It's like data that processes whatever you need right away. It's much quicker because it has more access to the CPU. And ROM, think of ROM kind of like microchips that have programs that you don't usually use or delete. So ROM, usually when you turn off the computer, whatever's in the RAM gets deleted, but whatever's in the ROM does not. So like your files that you store away, they're stored away in ROM, which is kind of like long-term memory in us humans. And RAM is like whatever you're thinking of at the minute, which would be more like short-term memory. So having said that, let's move on to 3 and 4. So RAM, or random access memory, is a form of data storage and a microchip that processes images, movies, and everything else quickly. But when you close the application, it's gone for a while. You can put it back, but it doesn't save it there. The microchips just have access to the information quicker. Go ahead and think of a question for 3. All right, and let's move on to the last one, number 4, ROM. ROM is also a form of data storage, but it usually stores the files for long-term use. And usually when you turn off the computer and turn it back on, those files that are not deleted, let's say like you're working on an essay and you save the file, then it goes to ROM memory and it's not usually deleted unless you manually tell it to delete it. Okay, go ahead and come up with your question for 4 when you're done with that sentence, and then go ahead and start your summary and advanced question. Have a good day. Move on to the next step.